Last week I spoke to you about my thoughts about the not achieving the target we've set for the festival 2025, the 1.25 million. What triggered those thoughts? Well, some of our brethren may be very worried about not being able to perhaps put food on the family table. They're not getting money in. Some of our brethren are worried about, okay, we're getting furlough money in, but is my job secure when the pandemic actually ends the lockdown? So what I wanted to say to you today is the Masonic Charitable Foundation has been working with Dorset, with our provincial charity steward, and just say a few things about what they've been doing. The MCF set up a COVID-19 fund where they wanted to raise 1 million, and UGLE said they would match fund the 1 million from their reserves. So the 47 provinces had a total of around about £2 million to spend. At the moment, donations from lodges are still coming in. They're a bit reduced, but they're continuing. And the festival fund from Dorset continues to build up at a steady rate. I'm confident that when the lockdown finishes, and perhaps in 12 months' time, when we know where we are, the brethren of this province will go back to putting their hands in their pockets, and we will reach 1.25 million. One other minor point that I mentioned last week was that the Association of Friends of Zetland Court had received a donation from Dorset. This was an initiative set up by Peter Boyd, our provincial charity steward, supported by the Masonic Charitable Foundation in its matched funding scheme, using festival funds. So we gave them £3,093.75. This is why, brethren, we need to continue to support the MCF through Festival 25. T-shirts. I'm still proudly wearing mine and it still fits. It's not shrunk in the wash. They've now almost come to an end. Can I thank Andy Gale for coming up with the idea? Thank brother Tom Bavington for the winning design. Mike Parks and his team for doing the logistics. And Phil Bond, worshipful brother Phil Bond, for his very kind and generous sponsorship, providing the purchase of the t-shirts. This gave us a final total for the NHS charities of £2,210.55. Brethren, I know not where these odd pennies are coming from. Mike Parks still has 3 t-shirts left, despite having sent one to our museum and one to the Grand Lodge Museum in London. Not for anybody to wear, but for display purposes, so that we can show what we actually did during the COVID-19 pandemic. That leads me nicely into the Festival 25 cufflinks, details of which have been circulated through all lodge secretaries and chapter scribes for you. Sadly, all the limited edition gold-coloured cufflinks are now sold. I only had 25. We have about 20 of the limited edition silver-coloured, antique silver-coloured left. Gilt ones are plentiful at the moment, but they're still selling out like hotcakes. Our dodgy brother, Lawrence Jones, the provincial grand charity steward in the chapter, is currently fencing them. So please contact him if you want a pair. Yesterday should have been the Provincial Grand Chapter annual convocation held at Hamworthy. Yesterday, myself, my Deputy Grand Superintendent and the 2 co-principals spent the morning telephoning all those who were reappointed, appointed to past rank, or being promoted. And I want them all to have their special day. And I look forward to the lifting of lockdown when we can arrange it, and look forward to meeting again. Thinking of meeting again, I've got to ask, bearing in mind the government statements as to when we can resume from the lockdown, how many members we can get to attend, I suspect that it will be enough, a high enough number for us to hold lodge meetings or chapter meetings, but maybe not high enough to hold festive boards afterwards. So I'm going to ask all building committees to start looking at what they need to do in order to welcome brethren back to their centres into a safe, COVID secure environment. If you've got any questions, or if you need advice, Worship Brother Colin Wills, the Provincial Grand Superintendent of Works, will be pleased to help you, whether it's by means of a site visit or just copying instructions to you that he will have received from the Grand Superintendent of Works at Grand Lodge. That's all I've got for you this week, brethren. But until we meet again, keep safe, keep well, and above all, keep smiling.